What a deck!
Hello and welcome to What a Deck, where we play troll decks, rogue decks, and whatever the hell I feel like. I'm your host, Hardleg Joe, and today we're playing the Fridge, aka Fridge Turbo, aka Dino Fridge, also known as Scraps. It's just Scrap Beatdown, Scrap OTK perhaps. Maybe familiar. It's an old synchro archetype, not very good, but they recently got this newly announced support, the Scrap Raptor, the Scraptor if you will. And so with that, and also a Patreon request by a man who just wants to be known as Yami, I've decided to look at this. I've made basically the smallest scrap engine I could with a bunch of Go Second staples and a couple goofy little tech cards. And we're going to see what this old thing can do. Now, if you just want a deck profile, there's a link down in the description to a separate, shorter video. There, I'll go over everything in here, just explain how it works, maybe throw in a few funny ha-has, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, in this video, it's 10 duels against random opponents on YGOPro. I'll be testing this out, showing you how it works, and hopefully, we'll get a little scrappy. Alright, here we are, the first duel versus Revenant, which is kind of like a zombie, but with fundamental differences. And this is a hard Go Second deck. At least that's the way I've designed it. It doesn't have to be. You can go first with this. In fact, I've come up with a combo, you can watch it in the deck profile, of how to make fucking VFD using this. Because every deck needs a combo to make VFD. How else will you survive? It's fairly consistent. We could do it with this hand if we were going first, but any hand trap stops it. And there's, with Called by the Grave at 1, there's not very much you can do. Looks like we're going up against Assault Mode with the new, with the new Stardust Dragon stuff. Yeah, there's been new Stardust Dragon. If you're unfamiliar, I stream every Thursday, and that's where I test these decks against... It's two birds with one stone. I get to test these decks, and also get to interact with fans, dual fans, stuff like that. Come on down to Twitch if you were unaware. I've been doing it for like 2 years now. I guess I don't say it very much, but... My point is, I was testing this out yesterday on stream, and I fought about 7 or 8 variants of the new Stardust support. Of course, this will be a week old by the time you guys are watching it. And I haven't played the Stardust Assault mode, but from what I can tell, it usually ends on, like, a monster. It makes, like, Stardust Divine, or I guess in this case, Stardust Assault mode. And fortunately, because we've got these Go Second cards, the Alpha Master of Beasts can bait out whatever negation they have, play over it, and then from there we could do things. Although we may run into a bit of a problem because I believe the Assault mode floats into regular Stardust, and I don't want regular Stardust because scraps are all about blowing themselves up. They destroy things, and Stardust can negate anything that destroys stuff. It's a sad state of affairs. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, Scrapyard. Let's see if we can get him to activate that Assault mode first. There we go. Just immediately the Assault mode. Okay. And we're going to get Scrap Raptor because it gets all our plays started. Let's see. When a card or effect is activated, you contribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. During the end phase, if this effect was activated this turn, you could special summon it from your graveyard. Okay. So it doesn't immediately. So I can, like, summon Zoo King Alpha if your opponent has more attack than you, and then return him to the hand to return this to hand, and he pretty much has to negate this. There's not much else you can do. Yep, and he's going to negate it. Well, thumbs up. It's fine. We've got another one, and we're going to put it out there just so we've got more attack, because I think we can OTK from this position. We started with our field spell. We started with Scrap Raptor. So Scrap Raptor can target a card, destroy it, and then you can normal summon a Scrap again. And then if it's destroyed, you get to search a Scrap monster. Normally we search this, we already have it. Scrap Factory says if a Scrap is destroyed, summon a Scrap from the deck, and we're going to go with the Fridge. There's a reason this is named after the Fridge. So we're just going to get another Scrap Chimera, just so we have a backup in case this doesn't work out. So, Scrap Chimera gets you the other normal summon. That normal summon, or when it's normal summon a Scrap. So you get Scrap Raptor. That's 2 cards, which means you can make Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern's really weird. It's like summon a Scrap out of your graveyard and then immediately destroy a card you control. Also, if a Scrap is destroyed, you can summon a Scrap from the deck, go in for another Fridge, and then destroy something the opponent controls. And we're actually going to go for this, because every time we Synchro Summon, he gets something, which I've learned from that. The reason Fridge is so good is because once per turn, it can just summon something out of the grave. So we're just going to get this, and I'm going to use the other Fridge, and we're just going to get this. And we're just going to have a whole lot of attack. 16 gets over 15, I've learned that. There's that. There's 19. There's another 19. And unless they have Battle Fader or something they can use from the graveyard, which they might, I don't know everything that came out, we're going to be able to attack for Fridge. And there you go, Fridge Turbo. Now, obviously if your opponent has more than a 1500 attack monster, this is a tuner. So you could Synchro Summon with this, make a level 9, and then use the other Scrap Golem, summon back Scrap Raptor again. I mean, these are only once per turn, but I'm saying, like, instead of summoning back Chimera, you can, like, summon Raptor, make a level 9, summon Raptor, make a level 9. You got 2 level 9 Synchros. What do you think you could do with those? There's a quiz for you down in the comments if you wanted to do something unfair. I mean, you could also make two rank 5 Ixies, or a rank 5 Ixie and a rank 4. I am playing those, they're not as good. But yeah, there you go. There's the basic idea of the deck. Summon a bunch of Fridges, attack for game. Will we be able to do it consistently? Only time will tell. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, duel number 2 versus Theodore B13. And we've got the combo once again. In order to combo off, to do everything that you want to do, you need Scrap Raptor. You just need Scrap Raptor. It's like the best thing ever. And then you either need Scrap Chimera or Scrap Factory, like the field spell or this. And because technically you need all 3, but Scrap Raptor will search one of the 3. So as long as you get either this or that, and then Raptor. And Raptor is really easy to search because it's a dinosaur and a scrap tuner. So you play 3 of it, and then you've got 3 Scrapyard that searches any scrap tuner. And then you got the dinosaur thing that searches any dinosaur. And we're looking pretty good. Assuming we don't get hit by Ash Blossom. Hey, there we go, Scrap Raptor. It was a Scrap Raptor. And then of course Supply Squad. It's essentially in this deck. If you OTK, it's an Upstart Goblin. It's just gonna give you the next card in your deck because you're gonna destroy something. That's just the way it works. And then because we already got Chimera, we can use this to get the Factory. So yeah, it's just an Upstart Goblin. And then if you last another turn, you get bonus stuff. Oh hey, let's go ahead and throw this out for more damage. And we can potentially do some other things. Okay, so we're going to get Scrap Factory. Gonna normal summon. Activate. Get Scrap Raptor back. And then, in order to save some stuff, we're actually going to special summon Turbo Booster. Just a little boost. Use the boost to get through, buddy. You could use this to make Naturia Beast, because these are all Earth. Or we could just use this to make Scrap Wyvern, and then leave our tuner on board, so we could potentially make slightly more plays. It's just a nice extender, and every once in a while it can out, like, certain things. Yep, and then we're just going to bring whatever back. It honestly doesn't matter. It's just there so we can get 2 Fridges. So, Fridge number 1. Fridge number 2. And this is why you play 3 Fridges, even though it's kind of a brick. So, we'll get rid of that. Go ahead and use this to bring back Scrap Chimera. Special summon to the field. Hey, how's it going? And we're going to make Scrap Twin Dragon. It's a level 9 Synchro. Must be made with a Scrap Tuner. And it can pop a card on your side of the field and return 2 cards your opponent controls to the hand. So another good use for Turbo Booster. Put it out there. Now you've got something you can destroy. There we go. And just to be certain, we're going to get this back. And we're going to go ahead, because we've got a 4 and a 4, we're going to make Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon can pop a card on your side and a card on your opponent's side. So let's get rid of Supply Squad to hit this, just in case it's a Mirror Force or something. And it was! So there we go. And that's how you do the OTK when your opponent has things on board. Because you've got a fair bit of removal. And you can see, like, we have the, like, even if you didn't have this, we still OTK. Even if you didn't have this and you had to pop Scrap Wyvern to send 2 things back, you could still OTK. You could pop the Scrap Factory. You can put on way more than enough damage to OTK, even if you don't have all this stuff to set. And if you're wondering about the Miscellaneousaurus, it's just to make sure Scrap Wyvern or Scrap Raptor goes through. You might see it later on. But either way, we got a second win. Let's go ahead into the third duel. Alrighty then, here we are, duel number 3 versus Brazil, Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess that's weird. They didn't spell Brazil right. Yeah, Brazil has a Z, and they didn't use YGO, they used YGH. Interesting. So either a child or a troll, unless Brazil is spelt like that in Portuguese. Brazilians speak Portuguese, by the way. Fun fact, most of South America was colonized by Spanish settlers, but Brazil was colonized by Portugal, so they speak Portuguese. Thanks, Ender's Game. So yeah, I don't know if they spell it with the Z. So it's either a Brazilian guy who's not using the English spelling, a child who doesn't know any better, or some kind of troll trying to make it seem like he's one of those other 2. Although they're playing Salamandrate, so probably not a child. I imagine Salamandrate's a little too complicated. I don't know. That's the thing, is like when you say a child, like you could mean someone who's like 6, or you could mean someone who's like 14. Those are both considered childs, even though like one of those can do complex algebra and plot murder if they really wanted to. 14-year-olds have murdered people before. Don't say they haven't. 5-year-olds, not so much. Or if they have, it's usually on accident. I don't know what point I'm trying to make here. That's just when you're staring down the same Salamandrate combo that you've seen a million times before, your mind just sort of starts to wander to things. And so look at our hand. We got Scrap Raptor. We've got a way to search Scrap Raptor. But since we've already got Scrap Raptor, what we can do is use this to search Miscellaneousaurus. So then when we use our Scrap Raptor's combo, if they try to negate it or something, we can activate Misk and make this immune. Unfortunately, they have a counter trap, and you can't activate stuff in response to a counter trap. So I may be in trouble. My one hope really is that they let the Fossil Dig go through. And if you do destroy that card... Yeah, and the thing is, like, it will still destroy Scrap Raptor, so I could perhaps get something. Or perhaps still get a draw and get a search, but there's no scraps that, like, special summon themselves. There's 2. One requires you to have a scrap on the field, so destroying this is I'm not gonna be able to do anything. And the other one I don't play. It's like a level 5. There's a level 5 scrap that's like, if your opponent controls a monster, you could special summon this, but destroy it when you do. And I'm like, what? It just comes out and then blows itself up. I mean, I guess it activates the field spell. So that's nice, which I guess would be worth it in this specific situation where my Raptor's getting negated and destroyed. But in most other situations, no, it would not be. My only hope right now is that I draw into Zoo King Alpha, because that can out the Sunlight Wolf. I can send it back to the hand, and then they either have to use the Roar on that, or just lose their monster. And they can't use the roar if they lose the Link monster, and they can't protect it with the thing in the graveyard. I play Lightning Storm as well to help do stuff. Well, I guess Lightning Storm could blow up the back row. And then they'd either have to negate it or just lose it. So yeah, Lightning Storm or Zoo King Alpha. Either one would allow us to play through stuff. Otherwise, we're screwed, which is the big weakness of this deck. And it's a weakness that happens going first or going second. Because Scrap's just really like, they don't have any special summon ability. Can't special summon, can't special summon. You need your normal summon. You need to use it on Scrap Raptor. And if that gets interrupted, you're just doomed. So whether it's hand traps or going second stuff here, interesting update, Jammer? Are you aware you're going first, good sir? Update Jammer is usually something they use going second to get multiple attacks. I guess you could build something better. Appaloosa, perhaps? He specifically has to control a Salamandrate Link. Okay. If this card... Your monster cannot target them. Okay. But Zoo King Alpha does not target. Although now we've got a second back row. A second back row may spell doom. And we didn't open it. So my only hope here is that he somehow, like, negates the Fossil Dig. That would be nice. That would be a cool thing I could do. Actually, I can activate Misk beforehand. Yeah, and then he wouldn't be able to. So I might still have this after all. So let's get Miscellaneousaurus. He still doesn't know what we're playing. So if we activate Misk now, he might think it's dinosaurs and be like, well, now I have to do something about that. Possibly. It really depends what this other trap is. Called by the grave. And my grave got called, and it's a sad state of affairs. Welp. Yep, and I think I'm dead. I think I might just be dead unless I draw the Zoo King Alpha. Scrap Raptor. Yeah, so if he didn't have the Called by the Grave, then nothing he could do, like the negate, wouldn't work on this. But I still get my supply squad. Oh boy, another supply squad. Now there's 2 of them. And these all require normal summon. So there we go, a good game. That's this kind of like a glass cannon deck. It either wins first turn, or it doesn't. And that's what you have to deal with. So yeah, I'll come back if I get a second turn. It seems unlikely. And it also seems likely that even if he doesn't OTK me here, he'll be able to get this back and I won't be able to play through it. I mean, we have recovery. Scrap Chimera gets Scrap Raptor back and then we could do all the combos we want to do. And he's playing this thing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll be back if something happens. Oh, okay. Can one of these attack twice? No, this cannot attack or activate its effects. They goofed somehow. They goofed big. Maybe I was right. Maybe they are a child of some kind. Hard to say. Or granted, again, if they're Brazilian and they don't speak English very well, and they're trying to play this card game in English, bad things could happen. You can pay 1,000, target a Link monster, make its attack 0, and if you do, gain life points equal to its attack. Okay. You just clicking buttons there, buddy? I think I win? Yay, I did it. I don't know what I did, or why it didn't work, or what this is. Target 1 Link monster, return it to the extra deck. Okay. And then what? Reincarnation summon the Sunlight Wolf? You can add 1 Salamandrate spell trap. Okay. Will of the Salamandrate. Target 1. Yeah, Salamandrates are one of those cards I just never read. I kind of know. I know vaguely what the deck does. I know it puts on traps, and then it recycles them and has a bunch of 1-card starters, and that's about it. That's about all I know. Everything else, all the little details or whatever, Never really learned him all that well. I don't know. Okay. I thought we were back. I thought his turn was over. We have survived. We'll get to do something. But I guess we'll be back when he's gonna let me do that. Oh. Okay. Boral sword? What? What are you doing, buddy? Yeah, changing my battle position isn't really gonna help you or hurt me. Let's go. You can go ahead, shift me to defense mode all you want. This can't be destroyed by battle, but it could be destroyed by countless other things. A whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, normal summon this. Summon a scrap in the graveyard. Its effect's not negated or anything. So, I can immediately activate it. Draw a card. I mean, I could have blown this up with Lightning Storm, but if I did, then I wouldn't have a target for, whatchamacallit, the Scrap Wyvern that I want to summon. That's one of the biggest problems with doing combos first turn is Scrap Wyvern has to destroy something if it wants to summon something. So it's like, you usually end up having to destroy your own cards, oftentimes itself. So yeah, we're gonna blow up Scrap Raptor. It was a Scrap Raptor. It's like a rock lobster, but with fundamental differences. Alright. And I think we're just gonna go... Oh wait, no, we want to get Scrap Factory, because we've already got another Scrap Chimera in hand. And then Turbo Booster. Hey, we can use the boost to get through. Volcano? No. Factory. I will harness your volcano. I like how the scraps are so bad that even in their own field spell, they're being destroyed. Another normal summon. Another one. Hello. Nice to meet you. Death will become you. I hope you understand. Turbo Booster. Time to use the boost to get through. Waiting. He's just... He's got the ability to shift something to defense mode. He's not sure what he wants to use it on, but he's got it. Can't shift my Link to defense mode. You could try. They made it specifically so you couldn't do that. And now you're dead, unfortunately. You let this effect resolve. It's all part of one weird effect. Also, you can chain block, which is cool. Who doesn't like chain blocking? Fridge? Fridge? Hello? Get some dessert? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I even need to? Let's, you know what, just in case my math is off or he has something that can revive. Let's go ahead and do this. I know, usually, you know, I don't like to be disparaging to my opponent. Usually, if I see a comment in the graveyard where someone's like, oh, I'm a hero player, and that hero player was awful, I don't give that a like. I don't give that a heart. I heart all the comments that I read that aren't mean-spirited. But I'm like, you know, everyone plays bad from time to time. You don't know their story. But, man, this has to be the worst Salamangreat player I've seen. I don't know what was going on. Just a lot of clicking buttons. But we ended up winning. We probably shouldn't have, but we ended up winning. I'm still going to count it. I'm going to count whatever I can get in this. I must say, this is doing surprisingly well. I was expecting this to not win half. I mean, we still might not, but so far, even if I lose the rest of these, at least the first 2 duels, we got to show off all the combos and everything that what the deck does. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy. Let's hope we could still win at least 2 more, though. Alright, here we are, the fourth duel. You see, it's confusing because they both start with the letter F. I get all my F words confused. Oftentimes, I'm like, what the Frank? And people don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And we have to go first. But we have our Scrap Raptor combo. So we're going to try that. Let's see if we can do the very mean. I didn't choose this life. They chose it for me. And normally I wouldn't show off these kind of combos. But I had a whole bunch of extra deck cards that I literally wasn't using any of them. So I was like, might as well, at least I could show something that people kind of like, or people think is interesting. Let's go ahead, normal summon, activate, get this. Nibiru is a big weakness of us too. If we get hit by Nibiru, we're fucking screwed. Okay, so Scrap combo, or Scrap Wyvern. We want to summon the Turbo Booster here so we can pop that with the Scrap Wyvern combo. It really doesn't matter what you bring back because it's immediately going to get destroyed. Pop. Activate. Summon Fridge. And then I've got to pop a card of my own. There we go. So what we're going to do here, we're going to use the Scrap Golem to bring back the Scrap Raptor. And then because these are all Earth monsters, we're going to make X-Saber Gotham's. Got him! Hey, what's up? And he's going to tribute himself to make my opponent discard a card. Unexpected die. And then we're going to bring Scrap Raptor back again. And we're going to use it this time to make Cloud Castle. And we're going to use Cloud Castle to bring back Gotham's. These are both level 9s. And there you go, True King of all calamities. How's it going? Shouldn't have made me go first. I didn't want to, but you didn't do it. Let's go ahead, we're gonna detach Cloud Castle. Let's say Dark. I'll just say Dark. I'd say Earth, but that'll stop my own things from activating. Not that I'm gonna be activating it, not that any of my scraps are gonna be destroyed on their turn. And they're playing normal monsters anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. Oh, I should have gone for light. Should have got the light. Check this out. I mean, everything's dark on the field. That's if you're unfamiliar with this thing, because I don't play it and I don't show the duels where these come out most of the time. I mean, I'll show them, but then I'll just like be like, well, we lose, and then I'll skip ahead. But True King of all calamities is like, during either player's turn, detach, declare an attribute. All monsters on the field become that attribute. Also, monsters of that attribute can't activate their effects. So it's just like, you know, everything becomes dark. They can't activate their effects or attack. So it basically just stops them for a turn. That's just what it does. Okay, we're gonna go to attack. And fortunately, we got a fossil dig. We're gonna dig those fossils. See what the hell this is. Ash Blossom. Monsters, they can't activate their effects. Okay. So the Ash Blossom screws us over a little bit. But that's fine. I can attack over this, because it's in the same column. World Legacy. Ah, it goes up by 1,000. Well, Ripperoni. Touché, salesman, touché. Although, I did forget I could just activate Scrap Wyvern. I'm not sure why I forgot that. It's fine. We're good. Hello. Goodbye. Activate. 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 Activate everything! Let's go ahead. I think we actually want to... Oh yeah, we need to get a Scrap Chimera to our hand. We want to search our last Scrap Golem. And then, because we don't really have anything else except for like the Raptors and stuff, we're going to get Scrap Searcher. This is a neat thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and destroy this. When this is summoned, it destroys all monsters that aren't scraps, which is kind of neat. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to activate this. We're going to get Scrap Raptor. Hello. Scrap Raptor, gonna make Naturia Beast. Because I don't want your spells anymore. I'm worried about them. Bring this back again. So, Scrap Golem can summon a scrap to either player's field. So you could summon Scrap Searcher to your opponent's field, and when it's summoned, it'll destroy all their non-scrap monsters. So you get that. And then what we can do is just go ahead and make Appaloosa. So there you go. I've got a spell negate and 3 monster negates, and you've got 1 card plus Scrap Searcher. Good luck. Oh? Ah! You don't have enough attack, though. It's the green one. The green one is just not quite big enough. Well, although he's not dead yet, let's go ahead and fire off this terraforming. No, I don't want to negate my own terraforming, just so we can deck thin a little bit. Surprised they haven't surrendered yet, but I guess they're hoping they can draw the 1 card they need. Granted, if they can get a whole bunch of, No, I'm not sure what they can do, because their Mech Knights don't really have the ability to, like, special, so I don't really have a column for them. Everything's kind of, like, spread apart. Yep. So there we go, we happened to win, and we got to show off some neat other stuff that we could do. The VFD combo, as well as like the fact that you can make Lynx and Naturia Beast, didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, we don't know, maybe this was a spell or something and that was why they surrendered, but yeah, once again, showing off Scraps looking really good. I don't want to jinx it, I'm a little worried though, this luck can't hold out. Alright, here we are, duel number 5 versus the letter C. It's time to learn your alphabet. Or else. And, is this Dragon Link? We're going up against Dragon Link, perhaps? Or Rockets? One of the... I mean, neither one is really all that good for us. Especially with this hand. We've got a Scrap Shark, which is kind of just like a backup, and also with just a non-tuner that we need to play to, like, for niche situations. We've got our one-of tuner, which is also just a backup. Scrap Golem, which you don't really want to see in your hand if you can help it. Although, the fact that we have the, Turbo Booster, you can, like, you know, if you get this in your hand, you can special summon the Turbo Booster alongside the Scrap Raptor, and then use your extra normal summon on Scrap Golem and still get your plays started. It's pretty nice. And we do still have Supply Squad and a way to get to Scrap Raptor. I think we've opened with Scrap Raptor every time. It's just easier to call it Scraptor. I hope they change it to Scraptor. That would be cool. Skull Dread, alrighty. So yeah, we still have a chance if they get no negates, or if we happen to draw one of our cards that can bait out a negate, then we might have a chance. Hard to say, hard to leg, especially with this. Just dragons can do so much stuff, who knows? It looks like it's pure-ish rockets. I don't think non-rocket decks play Rocket Recharger. But that still gives you access to, like, Borreload Savage Dragon and Borreload Furious Dragon and who knows what else. So we'll see. We'll be back when they're done comboing off. Yep, it's not looking too good. They've got a Borreload Savage Dragon, a Borreload Dragon, and a Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. So they got a bounce, although Zoo King Alpha is probably the best thing we could have summoned here, because that's a non-targeting way to get rid of that. And I can special summon it as many times as I'd like. So they could do that, yeah, just bounce it back. The real question is, what do they get off of this? There's that thing that, like, stops all... Okay, they're just going for that. Yeah, but I could just summon it again. Let me look at this. Special summon, then destroy 1 card. Okay, so this is non-targeting, because monsters can't target Borreload. So all I need to do is negate, or not negate, but bait out that. Yeah, and he doesn't even destroy it, so it's still gonna be here. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and activate the Supply Squad. Let's go ahead and activate the Scrapyard to get... It was a scrap. Raptor! Let's normal summon. Activate, blow itself up to get the things. Let's see. I think what we want to go for more is the Scrap Factory, because we have other ways to activate it. Okay, and then we do the Raptor. Okay, so activate Scrap Factory. And then... Oh, I did that wrong. Oh, wait, no, it's still fine. So we get another normal summon with the Scrap Shark. And then, Scrap Orthos, if you control a Scrap, you could special summon it. And then he destroys himself. Or any Scrap monster, but he's got to destroy something. Okay, they're destroying. They're like, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with that. Going into that. So, Scrap Factory will trigger. Oh, whoops, did I not do... Aw, oh, damn it. I messed up the chain! I should have gotten all those. Oh, that would have been really good. Okay, it's fine. We can get this back. Special summon to your field? Yes. Let's go ahead. We're going to make the Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern is going to summon back the shark. Hello. Destroy shark. And this time we'll use Shark's effect. Which is important because it'll send Scrap Searcher to the graveyard. And then we'll summon this. We'll blow up that. And then... Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot. I could... Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. Okay. So we're going to summon back Scrap Orthos, I guess. Doesn't really matter. We could have summoned back the Scrap and wiped their whole field, but I really need to get rid of the Boot Sector launch more than anything. So what we're going to do is... And this is 2+ effect monsters, right? Yeah. Or 2... Yeah, so we could this plus Orthos. I'm going to use this. We'll discard our other Fridge to shuffle that back into the deck. And then we're going to use Fridge and that to make a Cesscode Talker. Yes. Big number. Mine's bigger. And then we're going to banish the Wyvern to pop that. We're going to banish the Unicorn to pop this. Then we can beat over that. 900. And attack directly. Granted, the rockets float in the end phase, so they might be able to do some more things. They've used several cards out of their extra deck. And they're only going to have 2 cards. 3? No. This is going to give them a lot of stuff. But my only hope really is that, like, if they get Boral Sword, they won't be able to OTK with it. Oh, they got Monster Reborn. So they could just do... Yeah, they're probably going to be able to OTK through this, unfortunately. But we did a pretty good job. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We ended up getting the Assess Code, which is something I didn't get to show off before. I think I've used almost everything in here, not the Crocosaur and stuff. Or the rank 4s, yep, they're Boral Load, they could just steal my things, yeah. So I think that's pretty much game. I'll come back if it isn't, but either way, it was a good duel. It was a nice back and forth. We both did some stuff. Things happened. Oh hey, Draco Berserker of Tenyi. Oh bye. Oh, now I got the hiccups. Oh So hey there, welcome to the halfway point. This is where I take a moment after the 5th duel to just remove my silly hat and genuinely make a request that you join the Patreon. This channel's mostly funded by Patreon. If you don't know, I have ads, but I keep them to a minimum. One every half an hour, always skippable, because I hate ads, you hate ads, and if you don't hate ads, then you've been brainwashed by the system into thinking that people trying to manipulate you is somehow not a bad thing. It is a bad thing. And I am trying not to manipulate you. That's why I took off the silly hat. I'm just trying to humbly be like, you know, I'm just a normal guy. I live in this house. I need food and stuff like that. I'm trying to improve the show, get a better camera. And if you donate to the Patreon, then I can afford to do that thing. Every little bit counts, $1, $5, you know, and the higher you get, the more rewards you get. If you do $2, you can get these sleeves I made, the custom Raptor and Fridge, where they look kind of like a buddy cop duo going into ancient Gear Town to fight crime. I liked it. I've also got the Negation, Wyncrer, if you want to put that on the screen. Wyncker's my editor. I just got able to afford him thanks to the Patreon. It's pretty nice. How you enjoying the job so far, Wink? Hopefully he said something nice. But yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to ask you about that. You know, you gotta pay the bills, gotta try to make the channel better if possible. And without further ado, let's jump right back into the duels. Have a good, fun dueling time. Alright, here we are, duel number 6, past the halfway point, going up against Bebex. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. BB3CS. Ooh, and we're going up against Eldritch, which may be a problem. Although we have Scrap Raptor, and we have the ability to get rid of all their back row, so you know, that's always a plus. Hey, we got other stuff too. We got everything we wanted. Let's just blow up your back row, please. I don't want any of that spell trap nonsense going on over here. No Scarlet, no Haketo. Hello, I am a beast. You may be familiar with me. I could send you back, but you're not immune to being destroyed. Unless that's an ash blossom. No? You could set 1 golden land, but you can't use it this turn, right? Because you gotta set it, and then you gotta activate it the next turn. I believe that's one of the core mechanics of Yu-Gi-Oh, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. It was a Scrap Raptor. Blow himself up. And what do we want to get? My phone is ringing. That is unfortunate. I don't know who that is, so I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so the question is, if we get this, then we can get a Scrap Golem, and we could do the things. If we don't, then we can get... Yeah, I think we need to make Wyvern more than we need anything else, so we're going to go for Scrap Chimera. And hope we can OTK, because if we can't, we're going to be in for some trouble. So we'll get the Scrap Raptor back. Hello, nice to meet you. There we go. Wyvern. I'm gonna pop. Make some motherfuckers drop. Poof. Pop. Piddly. We're not gonna be able to OTK. I'm in danger. Yeah, we always want to go for Golem. Go, Golem. Okay. The real question is, what do we do from here? We've got a whole bunch of stuff in our hand. So this is 23, 24, 25. Oh, wait. Is this enough? Do I have exactly enough? Should I have summoned the Chimera instead? Yeah! We got enough! Okay, I was worried for nothing. We didn't need it. We already had... I'm so used to having to summon so much, and that's how you beat Eldritch. The meta, Scrap meta 2020... I'm very lucky. Oh, Alright, here we are, the 7th duel versus my arch nemesis player. And we're gonna go second, as we've chosen to do every time we can choose to do it. Oh, this is not a good hand. This is not a... Okay, it's fine, they lost connection. I'm not gonna count that as a win. That might have been a mechanical error. But I'm saying it's a good thing it happened, because... This is like the worst case scenario. You never want to see two ofs and two ofs. So let's go find a real 7th duel, a fightin' 7th, if you will. Okay, we're going up against player again. So I guess we didn't do it the first time. So let's try it again. If they lose connection a second time, then I will not accept duels from players. Which is usually, yeah, if I recognize a name of someone I've played before in the same episode, I will not play them again. That's why there's only one player per episode. Even though more players will join in, because if you're unfamiliar, if you're not in on the in-joke, it's time to... Hardleg Joe ruins jokes right here. Player is the default name that you get if you don't put in a name. That's why they show up so often. It's not that there's actually some guy named Player that I'm fighting. It's that a lot of people just don't bother to put something in. And we've got it pretty good. And my phone is ringing again. And it's Brandon this time. Good old CB Radio. Hello, CB Radio. How are you doing? I am in the middle of a recording. Would you like me to call you when I'm not recording? Okay. Oh, you finished the book for the Hardleg Literature podcast. Oh, okay. Well, awesome. You'll have to tell us more about that on the show, which comes out monthly every Sunday, for those of you who aren't aware. Yeah, Hardleg Literature channel. Yeah, it's a little plug. You get to be in an episode. Congratulations. I can put your name in there. We'll get more SEO. It'll be fine. Later. I have fun times. It is kind of weird when someone's trying to talk to you and you're like, yeah, instead of talking to you, I'm going to talk to the people. You're just, what is this? Phone, what are you doing? No, Spotify, I don't care. I just wanted to listen to stuff once. Okay, can't attack directly. Not special summon except for Ixies. What does this do? Cannot be destroyed by... if it would be destroyed by battle. Cannot be targeted with monster effects. If it would be destroyed by card effects. Destroy this instead. Alright, so I'm gonna have to, like, double... or I could just use... I could use Lightning Storm to destroy all the back row instead of worrying about Utopia Ray. Unless they got Tornado Dragon. Oh no! Gotta watch out for that. This is a very dangerous thing. Lightning! Real lightning! Attack position? Nah, I'm gonna destroy all the spell traps. Unless you got Dark Bribe. Oh? Well, if a monster equipped with this, okay. So, I'm gonna have to destroy this, like, several times. Unless... Can I do this? Does Zoo King Alpha out everything? Because it's non-targeting bouncing. Smile. Oh, and targeted by a card. Yeah, I'm not gonna target you. That's just not what I'm gonna do. I've got all the outs. Away you go! Thanks for coming. Have a nice night. Here, I'll give you something easy. You want to blow something up? Tornado Dragon? You got a chance. You could do the thing now. I'm gonna get a dinosaur. Scraptor. Scraptor. I'm Scrappy Doo, by the way. If you didn't notice, it's not the most subtle name, but it exists. All right. He's just gonna let it go. That's fine. I'm not gonna get Scrap Factory because we'll just immediately destroy it. This is a clear case of why I want to get Scrap Chimera. And then draw a card. Oh, another one. by the way, but he came back. Let's just normal summon this. And I think that's game. I think you've seen this combo enough. Summon Wyvern, pop the things, do the things. It's been a nice attempt. Once again, this deck being carried by generic... He lost connection. What a coincidence that you would lose connection just as I was about to dominate your soul. Alright, here we are in the Ocho, the 8th duel versus Aaron. A strange way to spell Aaron, but I guess not any different than the double A. And we got a hand without Scrap Raptor. And we got our Ghost spell for the first time. Playing this is like an anti-meta tech. Ooh, Cristrons are one of my favorites, and I'm so sorry that I'm gonna have to stop that. Because I know how powerful it can be. Although he's gonna be able to use it next turn, he's gonna be able to use it every turn, because that's just the way that Cristrons work. And if I'm gonna be beaten by a deck, at least it'll be a deck that I like. So there's that. Scrap Recycler, my good friend! If you're wondering why Scrap Recycler is not in this deck, even though I like some stuff in the graveyard, I'd like to point you to the fact that Scrap Chimera is a beast, and Scrap Recycler sends machines to the graveyard. Scrap Raptor is a dinosaur. Scrap Orthos is also a beast. And so is Scrap Beast. You know, that's why I'm playing the Alpha, the King of Beasts or whatever, because there's a lot of beasts in this deck. You could possibly get some synergy. The Scrap Shark is a fish. And Scrap Golem, the big fridge, the guy that you look at and you're like, oh yeah, he's got a microwave for a head, he's made of mechanical parts, clearly a machine, is a fucking rock! He's a rock-type monster. It's very unfortunate, is what I'm saying. And so is the rest of this hand. Jeez. Yep, there's not much I can do. Basically, I'm gonna have to give up my entire turn. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna normal summon Scrap Shark. Scrap Shark is like the flimsiest piece of flimsy mache paper thing you've ever seen. It has 2100 attack, so that's good. But if an effect monster's effect, or a spell trap card is activated, destroy this card. And if it's destroyed, send a scrap to the graveyard. So, I'm just going to activate Supply Squad. Just so I can draw a card. Just so I can get this. And what we're going to do, if he doesn't Ash Blossom it. Welp. And Scrap Orthos, the least useful one. Okay. But yeah, what I would have done is sent Scrap Raptor to the graveyard, because Scrap Chimera can get it out. Unfortunately, that's not the thing, and now that he's got Solfefnir plus another monster, he's going to be able to do all sorts of stuff. So, these combos might last a little while. It really depends what else they have. They play most of their stuff on my turn, so I'll just come back when it's my turn. Alright, so it's my turn. They've got several things on board, but we have a Scrap Raptor. So let's summon that, and see if we can get them to start activating things. If they could try to out this, we have the miscellaneous... Okay, we don't though. Yep, I guess we're just going to Scrap Raptor then. Pop, pop. Blows itself up, and yeah, I think we're doomed. I mean, we get the Scrap Factory. It really depends what they can make from this standpoint. You can get just about any level from that. That can make a 5, 6, or 7 he's got access to. Citri can make just a 6. But that can at least stop the battle damage for an entire turn. Okay. We'll activate the Scrap Factory. Okay, so going for the 6. Oh no! Interesting. 7, so I guess the F.A. Dawn Dragster? I usually don't like to make this because you're banishing your Solfefnir and you don't want to do that. Because it makes all your plays happen. Let's see. Opponent activates a spell trap card or effect. Okay, so he can stop the scrap factory. That is unfortunate. Assuming, I think I can chain block it though. I think I could chain block out the wazoo. Okay, so they're getting this. You got a 7. Okay, that can become literally anything. So what are you going to send? You make Quarian Gondrax? No, getting that out. And this can make, okay, so 6, probably 4, Satellite Warrior. I'm gonna think Satellite Warrior. Hopefully he'll try to destroy, like, the Raptor and something else. Oh no, Powered Insectron. Okay, so no OTK for me. And then a 3. So you can make it with that, or make it with that, possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna go for Scrap Wyvern. If he activates it, he... Oh, okay. Well then. And let's go ahead and summon back the shark and destroy it, because that'll let us dump something into our graveyard. Which is nice. Boom. Pop. And then we're going to... activate. 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 And now you shouldn't be able to Dawn Dragster, because chain blocking. So we'll send the Scrap Searcher. We'll summon a Fridge. We'll pop your only tuner. And we'll summon another Fridge. Should have activated things sooner, buddy. Although he still takes no battle damage, so they don't really have to worry about that. And this can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so there's no real point to doing the Scrap Searcher combo. At the moment, at least. Summon to my field? Yes. What you want to do 90% of the time. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I think I'm going to make Scrap Twin Dragon. Send things back to the deck. Haha. And then what I'm going to do... I'm going to special summon Orthos. Summons Orthos, and then immediately destroys itself. Scrap Searcher has another effect I haven't mentioned, which is not a once per turn. When a scrap is destroyed, you could summon it out the graveyard. And Orthos lets you get something back to your hand. So let's get the Fridge back. Or no, let's get Chimera back. There we go. That's most of... I knew that scraps, like, when they were summoned, they blew stuff up. Or I knew they did something when they were destroyed. I didn't realize that most of them were like, when this card is destroyed, add a scrap from grave to hand, which is not that useful. Okay, you two go back. We're gonna get Scrap Raptor back. And then because we don't really have a use... Hey man, nice scraps. Thanks. Nice Crystrons. Synchro solidarity. Smile. Amiador and Archosaur. Nah, I'm new at this. I get the draw card. Hey, I like cards. Go ahead and use this. Grab one of the few remaining. You did... I'm new at this. You did pretty good. Just a little late on the last synchro. Whatever it was. No damage this turn, though. So you've at least got another turn, although Crystrons, they can do stuff with 2 cards. Not if you've banished Solfefnir, though. So you're pretty good. But yeah, this, if you're on Satellite, yup. A good one. You familiar with Hardleg Joe, or Gaming? He plays Crystrons a lot. It's like his main deck. It's how I know so much about Cristrons. This is not deception. None of this is false. But yeah, this guy, when he's summoned, you get to draw a card for every, what is it? Equal to the non-tuners. So you make this, you draw a card. It gains 500 for every card in your hand, and it can discard 2 cards to pop a card during either player's turn. So it's a nice little bit of disruption, especially for a deck like this, where it's like, if you've got fridges and miscellaneous ores in your hand, they're just kind of dead. I mean, granted, if you get like a, if I pop Scrap Raptor and search stuff, the Scrap Searcher will come back. I can normal summon for Golem and then do stuff. Get rid of a couple things. Rip. A nice attempt. At least you learned, hopefully, how to beat Scraps. Stop the Wyvern. Wyvern, very important. GG's, keep it up. Yep. So there we go. We ended up winning, mostly because they didn't know what we were doing, which is the advantage you have when playing any rogue deck, really. Anything that's not the meta. People don't understand how to play it. And that's also a little public service announcement where a lot of rogue players mess up. If you want to play rogue against the meta, you should play the meta deck, at least like online or like practice with it, so that you know intimately where all the choke points are, where all the weaknesses are. You will always learn a deck better by playing it than by watching it or playing against it. And so, like, there's a lot of things where there's these rogue players who don't want to play the meta, like, ever. And it's like, no, you gotta play it a little bit to understand it. You gotta know your enemy. Get inside your head. Sun Tzu said that in the previous episode. Maybe you saw it, The Art of War. Anyway, let's go to the 9th duel. Alrighty then, here we are in the 9th duel versus Cringe, the Cringe Master, and we're gonna go second, as always. We've gotten to choose pretty well this time. Oh, we open with 2 Scrap Raptors, and a miscellaneous. Oh, it's the Abyss! The Abyss! They didn't open with Snake Rain, though, which means they're in trouble. They don't have a lot of things. They're gonna get OTK'd, probably. I have all the ability to OTK. Depends what these face downs do. I've looked into this archetype. I don't know exactly what they do. Target 1 card your opponent controls and send it to the graveyard. Okay, so I need to get rid of that first before I get rid of that. No idea what this could be. Oh, there we go. Special summon 2 Abyss tokens. If you have 8 or more Abyss monsters with different names, you can apply this instead. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop that. Apparently I can negate and destroy that because it might summon from the graveyard. Weird. Even though it's not summoning from the graveyard. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought it worked like that. Go ahead, Scrap Raptor. Same old combo, just like before, doing those things right out the door. Okay. Monster to summon. Fridge. This is the fridge, after all. First time against the snakes? Yup. Seems like you didn't get to make it rain. First time against Scraps, aka Fridge. The Fridge. It was a Scrap Raptor. Why can't I get Rock Lobster stuck out of my head? Damn you B-52s! Go back to the 70s where you belong! Alright. But yeah, with Scrap Raptor, I mean, the thing is... I just got the name. 2 fridge. Yup. 2 fridge. 2 big. 2 beef. Big. 2 beef. Big butt. So what? Oh no! You know what? I haven't done it yet, so maybe I should? What else do I... No, I don't really have anything. Not the dinosaur 2. All the stuff. Summon to your field. Kachungo. And then we'll just make this. We will discard fridge to shuffle that back. No graveyard setup for you. And then access code talker. Accessing your code since 1954. Attack for 53. Fuck, that ruins my one plan. Did you have grave effect? I was worried about that. That's why I shuffled it back. Good attempt. Out of curiosity, how would you rate Snex so far? Out of 10. I bricked Ripperoni. I am fortunate enough that the only time that happened, the thing disconnected. For fun? Competitively. How many games out of 10 you win? That's a good way to put it. You're gonna rate out of 10. 6 out of 10? Not bad. I may have to try them myself another day. Yeah, they do look pretty neat. I'll have to try them. Are you Hardleg? Shh. Don't tell anyone. I'm in disguise. That's the first time anyone's ever recognized me. But we get another win with only 1 loss so far. Let's go ahead into the 10th duel. See how we round this out, shall we? Alright, here we are, the 10th duel versus Depe's Alchemist. It sounds like it's a reference to something, but I wouldn't know because I don't watch anime anymore. I used to, back in high school. Nothing against anime. Anime is fine. I just don't really watch a whole lot of TV or movies in general. I'm more of a book man. In case if you didn't notice from the conversation I had with CB earlier about the books. There's a Hardleg Literature channel. I forget, I don't know where it's listed at. Maybe down in the description. Try looking down in the description. Or you could just search for Hardleg Literature. And once again, we're up against nothing. I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Storm the back row. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Oh. Scraps, you say? I'm sort of a scrap aficionado myself. And unless he's got some sort of crazy hand trap, I think we've got this. Which is, again, astonishing that we got 9 duels out of 10 with this. I don't think this deck is that good. It's so weak. A Stardust Puro. Let's see. What do I have? Yeah, we're just gonna go for the Chimera. You say. Because I can't summon anything else. Maybe we'll draw the Scrap Factory. Nope, we got another Scrap Raptor. I see. Nice. I am playing the fridge. It summons many fridges. Some of which you even get in your hands sometimes. Yeah, I was saving I was saving replays for this. I assumed that I would do badly and I would have to do stuff. S. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No, Ghost Bell. I know you want to do stuff in this, but you're not going to. Has Ghost Bell done anything this entire... I think it did like one. Fridge. Pop. Stardust Trail. He's a trailblazer. Wanting something, yeah. Alright, and I think this just does... 23, 20... That'd be 37. And this would have... 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35. Okay, so we're doing more damage before we Synchro Summon. You always want to kind of calculate that. There's a thing when you've got an open field. There's an urge to like, oh, I'm going to summon all of the big, strongest monsters. But sometimes you do more damage with the individual parts. Add up their attack values. And let's go ahead. We've got a fridge and a scrap searcher in our graveyard. So, not really needed to make Gothams or anything else like that. Let's go ahead for Crocosaur. I like to draw a card. Ding. Drawing cards, drawing cards, drawing cards. And let's deck thin a little bit more, so maybe we can get to our Scrap Factory next turn. Either Scrap Factory or Scrap Chimera. Either one, because we could search the other one with the Scrap Raptor we have in our hand. I mean, either way, and then we've also got this, so if they don't destroy this, we'll be in pretty good shape. Okay, 1 for 1. Nitro Synchro. Yeah. I just got lucky. This is just a case of getting very lucky. There are times when I'm like really confident that a deck is like really good, and maybe it doesn't do as well, or maybe it goes against bad. This is like the opposite. This is where like I've gone against nothing but easy decks today, and that's why this is shining so much. I'm curious to know if this has reached an hour yet. Vumura o deck, hi 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 hi. I don't know what that means. I think they might have insulted me. Hard to say, hard to like. Either way, we're gonna count that as a win. It's a somewhat anticlimactic win, but it's a win, and I've showed off everything the deck can do except for making Boral load Savage Dragon, so there's not really any point to having like an 11th duel or whatever. You're just gonna see the same Scrap Raptor combo yet again. So let's just go to the end screen. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The fridge went 9 out of 10. All our opponents were leftovers because they got put in the fridge, baby. Cacao. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that. I think everything I wanted to say I've said. I didn't think it would do this good. I'm surprised. I don't think it's this good. I think if Scrap see any support, they might be able to do something a little bit more. If they see any success with just Scrap Raptor, it'll be in like a dinosaur deck. It'll be using this alongside none of this other stuff. Maybe like a fridge or something. But either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks to Yami for suggesting this. It worked out far better than I ever would have imagined given testing. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, you know, again, you want to support the channel and me playing crazy decks? Donate to the Patreon. Every little bit helps. Either way, next episode, no idea what I'm doing. Maybe Metal Foes. I had a deck of that built. I might be trying that out. There's a couple other things I want to look at. I don't think there's any other requests, so we'll see. Until then, good luck and have fun. Hey there, Refrigerator Raiders. Welcome to the end of the video. This is where I give thanks to all the patrons who made this show possible, but especially the high-tier patrons who really know how to chill out. Their names are Yellow, Davon Crushin, Tiberius Kane Moriarty, 01503, Justin Spencer, Yami, Torben Fess, Austin Glover, Chris W., Muntry, Quintingent, Deotic, Dancing Joker, Kiervin, Nathan, King Zirmus, Nightfang, Penumbra Eterna, Trevor F, Nerozard22, CD Games, Lavender, Tayo no Kitsune, and Muffin Feed. It's thanks to patrons like them that I could afford to hire an editor for this episode. Hopefully, as he gets better at his job and we form a work pipeline, the videos will get funnier and I'll get more time to work on new stuff. If you'd like to join the Hardleg Patreon yourself and help out with that, click the link on the screen or down in the description. Otherwise, just give the video a like, maybe share it around. Regardless, the secret question of the day is, do you think Scrap Raptor will see any competitive play? Give your predictions down in the comments, and until next time, stay frosty, Legos.